Hey, totally forgot to get this thing going. Yes. Maybe. Minimize? Please minimize. Excellent. Alright. Okay, well, hopefully get some people in here. I know it's an early stream, but I just got time. So, figure out live stream now while I can, since I'm here sitting here working on stuff anyways. Might as well monetize it while we can. Speaking of monetizing it, probably should do that real quick. YouTube channel. What do you mean I gotta switch accounts? I want that one. Because now that we got the gaming channel thing, I got like so many things going on. Mid-roll. Whoa. I'll be honest, I don't feel like trying to figure out what to do ads and stuff through this thing, or you ain't worrying about it. Oh, we got some people. Hey, Art. Hey, full mask? Trying to what the other one is like Dimples. I could call you Dimples. Possibly Blizz. They call me Big Daddy, so we're cool. Alright, well, anyways, like I said, we're going to just be working on a bunch of random stuff. I was working on my drain because my drain backed up today, so that was cool. Funny enough, I was like, I just got done like getting cleaned up and everything. I was like, I'll come downstairs and go work. I'm not doing anything super dirty today. But I do want to work on stuff for a little while, and sure enough, I come downstairs and stuff's coming out of my drain down here. Good times, fun to be a homeowner. So anyways, so we're going to be working on, I would like, you'll see in the thumbnail, I totally don't have this camera in the right orientation. Spin right round, baby, right round. Because I need this piece so I can angle you. There we go. We're making it work. But I would like to do the UV stuff for Zilla, which I could do sitting here. I'm currently in the process. I would like to get him pretty well painted today. And right now, Casey decided while I was away that she was running around the house, and I guess her stomping next to one of the cabinets actually knocked over two figures. Thankfully, it was one of the kaiju girls and this thing. Thankfully, the kaiju girl, it did break, but it broke where the seams were, so it was easy to fix. Looks fine. Him, on the other hand, I think there used to be some kind of plastic wedge that used to be in here, is what keeps the leg secure. Because Jessica gave me the thing, and I can hear something jiggling around. A couple plastic pieces came out, and there's no way that this stays in. So I would like it to still be able to work. I don't really want to order a new one. So my thought process is I actually have, from all the Hammer videos, I have a random cape hanging out here from one of the spawns. I forget. I think this was medieval. And this seems to be about the right thickness. That is the gap here in the leg. So my hope is I can cut a little hole here, push this over top, and then push it into the leg here, and that should hopefully be able to keep this in place. I just want to make sure I don't cut too much off, because I need like a little bit of grip, but I don't want too much because then it's not going to want to go in. But if I cut too much off, then it's not going to work. Why did I just sit my scissors? Sure did. Okay, well, that says it's the right thing. I'm confused. And I want trick to fix the stream. All right, we're good here. I always, man. So even with that thing, I gotta still worry about it. All right. Fix the little dude in the corner. All right, should be good to go. I'm trying. I just had it too. I had okay, it's right there. I was like, I had it. I just like stuck it down. Okay, I would like to try to get this as perfect of a circle as I can. Okay, that seems pretty good. I can't see the hole anymore, so I like that. So now we're gonna Dremel. I'm gonna Dremel a hole into here. Probably should do it on top of something so I can make my. I'm not gonna go great into everything. Put down this piece of cardboard. This Dremel isn't the strongest thing ever. There we go. And now hopefully I can use the heat gun to heat it up. The heat gun is currently not. God dang it. Two things. Wants to give me. Ah. Okay, let's try that again. My apologies. Alright, I think for today, because I don't feel like messing around with it, and I need to at some point attach something down so the all the stuff that I'm using for the stream doesn't jostle around. Because it'll probably help you guys to see what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna heat this up with the heat gun a little bit. Get it nice and hot. So then hopefully this will just kind of stretch over top of this piece. Oh, this might be a little too thick. Okay, so I like the center there. But a little bit more even. Kind of like that. And my hope is be able just to kind of squish it into the hole. But looking at it, that might be easier said than done. Because I think the way they do it is this was a part and then was glued together and then the leg was already attached. And I'm trying to do this like half backwards. So I think I gotta make this thinner. I almost need it just to be kind of like an O-ring. Let's see. I wonder if I can sand it. The sander will take enough off. Oh, you can just heat them. If you heat the plastic, it'll bend back to the shape that you need it to go in. I've done that plenty of times. Oh yeah, I'm going my draw. There we go. Oops. Not the easiest thing to do. Just gonna do one side at a time. That shrunk it down a little bit. So now it's got a little bit more wiggle room with it. Oh, so close. So close. Yeah, I just saw my pick tool. Painting out around here. There it is. This longer piece, if I could get it in there. And just keep kind of wedging it in. So close. Success! Oh, oh, I am a clever boy. Hells yeah. Oh, it even feels like it's not broken. That's nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Cool. All right. I don't have to try to order a new one. We're good. We're good. Should you get the higher 2014 or the 2000? I guess it just kind of depends on which one do you like more. Personally, I am still pretty biased on. I really like legendaries. My highest, I like the high legendaries, and I like the Toho MonsterArts ones. That being said, the 2000 highest still looks really good too. I think the head's a little nicer looking on it. It's got more of that like suit actor look. Or it looks more like it's a suit. I guess is the best way to say it. But there's a couple of things that kind of bug me about it a little bit, but not enough that it's not worth it. Yeah, I wish I had an example to show you about straightening the dorsal plates. It's not really got anybody that's been really like hanging out that's kind of mucked up. The problem is, like I've had him hanging out here for a minute, but with MonsterArts, they're pretty rigid, so they don't really tend to bend. Of course, that being said, okay, so I think I want to do paint stuff last because if I don't paint things today, it's not going to hurt my feelings. So next, I think we're going to do the fun part. We're going to kind of gore him up a little bit, which requires gloves. I think I still got a piece of glass hanging out down here from when I did the windows, which I'll probably have to go grab. But yeah, personally, I haven't gotten the 2000 yet to really compare apples to apples. But I think on the market, there's not a better 2014 than the Haya. While 2000, there's other figures that are like arguably as good, so it's not going to be as hard to get. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna swap you guys over because I gotta grab a couple things. So we'll just put this up for a sec. So I'll be honest, I'm in pajama pants. I need some red right here. And like I said, I kind of need a piece of glass. Hey. Oh no, this is the one I use clear coating on. It's not gonna work. So next best thing. All right, back live. Oh, sweet. I know. Calcus Toys has them in stock last time I checked. So if you want it sooner than stateside, want to help support the channel, say 6% off your order, Coach Steve Calcus at checkout. Um, and the tariff fees are part of the shipping cost, but they have them in stock. So I just want to point it out there. Don't feel like you're obligated to grab it because I'm saying so, but if you want it sooner, it's an option. Okay, so I'm grabbing this random follow box I have hanging around here because I've been meaning to put the parts away, and then I was going to throw this box out anyways. But it's nice to keep these around, at least for me, because I tend to reuse parts from a lot of things. And the plastic on these is really great for when you need to do something really smooth on it. So one trick I did with the Hell Godzilla is you take some UV resin, you cure it on the plastic sheet, and then you can peel it off and make your blood that way. Which I'm going to need my UV light to heat that up here. I don't think I'm too worried about putting something underneath. Plug is right here. think my phone's charged enough, so we'll make sure the laptop's not going to die while we're doing it since I'm standing here. Okay. So we got my UV light. I'll cure the stuff really quick. So what I'm going to do is I really want to make, especially around the mouth here, I want it to kind of look like the blood's kind of dripping down in some sections. And then kind of just adding some extra gore here and there. There's extra blood, a little drippage here and there. It's like adding a little bit to the legs around here. And it's just going to be like dabbing some UV and you can go up there. Where the hell? Losing missiles. Alright, you know, I just seen some. I'll just grab them. Somebody need a few. I need some of those, and where in the bloody heck did I see a toothpick? There we go. We're gonna need a toothpick. I don't know if the chat's updating. Let's refresh that. Weird. Okay. So first we're going to want to make some strips, and then we'll figure out where we're going to put them for the added blood effect. Plus, this will be nice too to help reinforce some of these skeletal sections. But I definitely want some dripping around the mouth and the jaw. Maybe around here on the organ parts. I don't really want to put it on the hands too much, and maybe on the leg here, have it kind of like looking dripping a little bit. Okay, cool. Yeah, because for the most part, what I'm doing here is going to be sort of the same as what I'm going to do with your Kratos. So I'm just taking a little bit of my printer resin here. I got to be careful to set this aside for when I'm curing, because if I angle up and hit that, it's not going to quite do what I want. I was going to take a little bit of this resin and just make a little smears here and there. Do a few different varieties. I think we'll do 4, and then I'll blast it with the UV light. Should be good. And hopefully, with my dull knife, I can kind of raise them up and pry them off this thing, and we attach them to Zilla. See? Just like that. A little tiny piece of blood. Yeah, because I'm almost kind of treating this piece of plastic sort of like it's film release. So that blood kind of broke a little bit. That'll be alright though. It's actually in a shape that's still like usable. It's really tiny. But it gives it like structure so then I can add more resin while I'm doing it. So for instance, I'm going to take I guess I could bring you guys a little bit. Probably help. So you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing here. Move the cup of resin out of the way. I'm gonna make a mess. Don't make a mess. Resin messes suck. I don't want to clean one up. I love out my glove, but that's fine. Gonna apply a little bit of resin here all in the mouth. And then we take one of our little strains. Get in the resin and then just kind of adjust accordingly. I kind of want it to hang a little bit off. Sort of like you can see right there where it's sticking off just ever so slightly. Then turn on my UV light. Keep it on it for just a sec. Now, it's attached. So now it looks like it's got a little bit of a kind of drool going on there. Actually, let me hook up another light so you guys can see a little better. Can I hook up another light? That's the actual question here, I guess. Go that way. Way. All right, hopefully it's a little bit better lighting. Yeah, that works. Now you can see the drool. Uh, it'll hold. Like this might crack off a little easier, but what I'm gonna do is actually like I said, I'm gonna add a little thickness to it once we get everything kind of in the right place. But I'll add a little bit more resin here over top because I'm kind of treating the resin sort of like a glue. It sucks sometimes is getting the stuff off the plastic. I'm going to take this thin strand here because I think this would be a good one for this top piece. And then insert it in. Just going to kind of hold it up with my finger a little bit. So now that adds an extra little piece there. I think my light's still on, so we're just going to blast it with a little UV. Now that piece is in place. So now I can just take a little bit extra here and there and just go over top of these again. And the more you do this, it's pretty much going to be like the more thicker it's going to get. Which should hopefully help from it breaking. Yeah, you'll see that's a lot more rigid now than it was previously. I still worry about maybe possibly breaking it a little bit, but I do like the look. Kind of looks like he's like roaring and it's going backwards. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to make another little strand here. Nice thing is it doesn't take very long to get it to cure. The hard part's just getting it to lift off the plastic. And that piece, I kind of want to sit in here. This gap section. Yeah, sometimes it could be a little easier tweezers. It's got a little more resin around it just to fill in some gaps. Like I said, I kind of want them to look a bit more gross than what we had. And the resin's going to help with that quite a bit. That's why when I was painting it was like, some of this is more of just like a suggestion for the paint because the resin's going to go over top of it. I should probably use tweezers, but I'm lazy. I don't want to. Just a little bit more. You gotta be careful not to get it too far in the mouth because I don't want it to fuse the jaw here together. Plus, this is gonna help to hide some of my crimes from some of these sections not like sitting quite right. I just gotta make sure it doesn't really like pool up either, because pooling would be bad. Just kind of use the toothpick just to spread around a little bit. Now he looks like he's bleeding. Ugh. Do the same for the other side here. Real quick though, I'm gonna see if I got the toothpick I grabbed doesn't have like the best point to it. Something a little bit of a sharper edge would be nice. Sort of like the safety pin. The safety pin will work pretty good for dragging some edges. Okay. Apply a little resin here. A little bit here. And then this trail piece here, which I think reattached it to the plastic. Sure did. Just gonna sit it right there. And then what I'll do when everything's all said and done with this is I'll go over it and I'll actually leave the UV light on it for a little bit in multiple sections. Yep. Now he's got a little bit of flex there. Apply a little bit more there. I just want to make it as rigid as I humanly can. Because the one thing I got to worry about is it might not look like the most organic, but when I ship it, I don't want it to break off. All right, now he looks like a proper zombie. Brains. All right, so next is the chest. I kind of wanted to do some there too, but I think that I kind of want to make it sort of like a longer strip. Something like that. Sweet. Did you use my affiliate link and discount code? Greatly would appreciate it. If you did, that's fine too. Okay, that should be good enough to pop that off. Hey, Georgina. I forgot to ask. Did your figure show up? I thought it was supposed to show up already. All right, sweet. I gotta make your file tomorrow so I can start printing. Start printing those heads out. There we go. Just like that. Oh no, not Foxy. I meant your the Commodix, whatever it says. Whoop, too big. We can fix that. So I need this part snipped. Preferably at an angle. I'll probably reuse that. A little bit of gore there. Yeah. They're still hanging out. Like I said, the next package, I'll just send more of them with it. I was just using them for stuffing. It's just the box that I had. I can only fit so many of them in. Okay, I kind of want to get this to attach vertically. Nope, not laying down vertically. Vertically. Son of a... It's not wide to attach. Sometimes it'll stay where I want it to, sometimes it won't. Right now it wants to lay down because that's where all the resin's at. I want it to sit next to the exposed bone here and look like it's drooping. I might have to bust out tweezers for it, which it's right here. Tweezer. That right there. Grab UV light. Shine it right there. So we can adjust it just a little bit so it's not a cure, but it's like at a little bit of an angle. There we go. All right, take a little bit of resin and try to fill in the gaps here. Okay, I might have to do it in multiple batches. Okay. Oh, the crevices are filled. Now I just gotta build up the actual bloody bit. So now I'm just running resin on both sides of it. Probably help you guys see a little bit better what I'm doing. This is always a fun part, though, customizing stuff is when you get, like, just start being creative with what you're doing. Like, yeah, you know what, this sounds cool, and this sounds kind of cool. Okay, next is the other bloody bits here. Just gonna add a little bit side here. I want to add more dripping, but I'm concerned, again, pulsability, and I want to keep this thing as handleable as possible. And I worry that if I put some, like, blood dripping down here, the arm might get. Well, I guess the arm won't really get in the way of that. I guess we got a little bloody bit. We got that extra piece here, yeah? Would probably ride pretty good there. Oh, that's sad how good that worked. The important part when you're doing this is you want to make sure if there's gaps where the resin's connected, you want to make sure that's kind of taken care of. Because any spot like that's where you're going to end up with breaks. We have to cure this one. We have to snip that one little piece there. It's sticking out slightly. It's also funny too because when you put the UV light on, you can sort of see where the piece I made is, and it puts off like a slightly different tinge than the part that's not. There we go. Take a little bit more off, and then just add some more resin around that piece. A little bit more on the end here. Some more in the under section, and then one last blast of UV should do the trick. So now under his arm, you'll see there's the blood dripping out from where his bones are. I'm just going to go through and just kind of hit in between the bones. I'm trying to avoid getting it all over them, but I do want some of the resin to get down in there. So it's just a little more liquidy looking, or wet. His bones are moist, you know? Moist looking bones. Oh, thanks, Goji. Hey, the thing worked. Dope. Appreciate you subscribing. Uh-oh. I think I hit the resin here a little bit. Got to clean that up. Okay, next I want to hit this guts area. Ah, get in the crevice. That's where like this one comes in. Using the needle. And brush a little bit on. Actually, this I probably want to use the brush actually because I got to get quite a bit on here. On the organs. Bam! More Yugi. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. Going to be going to see Iron Man in a little bit, so that's exciting. You'll see how the Markiplier movie is. I'm excited for that one. Hopefully that one will be good. Do I want to do blood coming out from earlier? Probably not. Might be a little too gimmicky there. I am going to do it around the bone here, though. Now, a little bit of blood can end up on the bone. That. Uh-oh, I hear somebody. Hi, what you doing, bud? Yeah, Daddy's working with resin. You can't come over. No, you can't touch. Thank you for the cuddle. Sounds like she escaped from my wife. No, don't go over there. Casey, there's stuff on the floor. No. Still got a vat of dye hanging out on the floor. I don't need her trying to take a bath in. It is a huge light, but I use it for curing a lot of stuff. Did you have a good nap? You did? That's good. Yeah? Okay. Well, can you go back upstairs with Mama? Pretty please? At least for right now, until I get this. Yeah, is there aliens or anything? Aliens are pretty cool, aren't they? They're aliens from Halloween. Ow! We gotta be careful. You can't just be smacking stuff. Oh. Yeah, it's the hand crank for that if it ever breaks. The box. Hold on a second, guys. Right back. Okay, Jessica's taking the child. Ooh, let's move that.
Yeah, a puppet. Yeah, a puppet. No. He's a little old for. Yeah, all the dinosaurs.
Let's try to make sure the resin gets into the crevices of all the parts that I gored.
Yeah, a little bit. You gotta walk upstairs. Right? Oh, we're going.
So you're not gambling. Somebody here? Alright, we got a little bit of gore there. Leg. Stomach. So like that. And we got little wet bleedy parts. I gotta do the legs here, or the tail. Like I said, this will hopefully also kind of reinforce the bone here a little bit. So this is like one of the parts I kind of worry about possibly coming off after the fact. Hey, Rez. Just bloodying up a Zilla. Plus, I like too that you can see some of like the original body. Got a nice glow to it. What's that part? Here now. Touch you up with a little bit of paint right here. Make sure that's out of the way. Only a little sharp bit getting in the way. That's going pretty well. The bloodying effect on the limbs is going pretty solidly. As you guys can see. Ja. It's nice because it makes like everything look like a little more meaty. I kind of want to add like a little bit around the tail, but I think this is like a section I just don't have like much liberty with really messing around with it too much. I do gotta add a little bit to the leg here. Just knocked my brush out the vet, so that's a little annoying. Actually, probably use it for this part. The nice little meaty bits. Kind of does, doesn't it? Feel like a Resident Evil boss. Like a Zilla showed up in like a Capcom game. Okay, the last bit. I want to add some gore here. With the resin here. I kind of want to fill in this gap here. But it's probably too big to try to do it naturally. Okay. Now a little bit of resin. Yeah, the coloring on the bones came out really nice. There's just a few different layers of dry brushing. Now, funny enough, I haven't tried Gigabash. I think it's on the Switch. Gonna get a bigger gap than that. That's probably too big, but let's see if it works. You guys didn't see. Making a little piece of blood right here. Pop it off. Like so. This. I kind of want to sit it right there. I kind of want to fill in this crevice here with blood. In that section there. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't done much with them yet. Outside of I did use one of the sections for clear coating some stuff. Haven't really had an opportunity to really use them. I will say it's kind of funny. I'm not 100%, but it sounds like my daughter lately has just been saying my name instead of dad. I just hear Steve, Steve. Oh, this was the Rangers box piece that I have repurposed for uh making blood effects on. Because you need like some kind of glass, or usually like plastic sheets work the best though, because you can flex them to pop the pieces off. That'd be nice. But there we go. Now he's got kind of looks like a little bit of running blood on his leg, and you can still see through it. I'll hit that side a little bit clearer. Now I think where the bomb is, I'm going to add a little bit more. The bomb here, just to wet it up a little bit. And after that, it's just going to be kind of just touching up spots here and there. Get right under the jaw there. Okay, I think the only other gore place I really got is on this hand here where I resculpted the scales. I think that looks pretty good. Kind of want to get in the back of the mouth here. Just a little touch up right there. The roof of the mouth doesn't really need it, but there for sure. The painting, I'm trying to get a little dollop on the eye just to make it shiny. If I can get it. Oh, come on. I need to be like at the point. It's like it's too pointy. There we go. I think we're good. Rawr. This side's a little more impressive looking. You gotta tighten up the joint right around here just a little bit. Oh, I see a spot I missed. Right there. Right at the back pieces of the bone. Definitely missed that. Alright. Well, outside of tightening some joints, I think he's pretty much done. Yeah, so I'm really sure I could randomly find that I had upstairs at the moment. So I'll set him under a UV light later. Just so he can cure. Be good to go there. Oh, son of a... No, I took the gloves off and totally forgot to randomly cure. Some of the bottle cap, I hit it with a little bit of this, so you can definitely tell some of it's cured. Man, my daughter is singing up a storm. I get it out without... Okay. I'll come back to that piece, because I do want to work on you ever so slightly. Oh, I got inside out glove here. We can use this. I really want to put the cap back on. I need to get this piece out of here and attempt to cure it. So don't mind me. Actually, see, I was gonna say, like, cure it. This piece. This is the what was kind of getting hit by the UV light. So we're just gonna hit it with a little bit of the light just to cure it more. And then this I'll stick under the light. So where Zilla's sitting, that'll sit with it so that everything can just cure. So then Zilla will be good, and then I can throw it. And pour the rest of the good stuff back in. My top is disgusting on this one. But we're done with you for now. Put you back in the cabinet where you belong. Oh. The cabinet that Casey can't get to. Oh. Done with you, at least for the time. Woo! Goodbye, guys. I knew you well. All right. Back to Dremel. There we go. Huh. Keep an eye out for Foxy. I hear we'll run upstairs. We do a live unboxing. Take a slight break. I need a drink. All right, so the other day we epoxied the tail, which is working good. Everything functions. After the fact, though, we weren't going to be doing the body. The guy mentioned he wants the body done, so we're going to do that too. The tail, I still got to work on smoothing it out a little bit. So I probably have to sand that. I'm gonna probably wait to do it though, because we're gonna sand down this as much as I can, and then smooth it over the boxing, and then I'll sand it one more time before I move to paint. But I am wondering. How? This is a hinge, right? I wish I knew if I could just pop this thing off. But I don't know how it's connected on the inside. Because here I can just go and sand it down. Yeah, because it's definitely not a ball joint in there. I guess it's just going to be trying to sand it as best I can. Okay, I can. Alright, so I can twist it enough that we can kind of figure it out. So, Dremel, glasses. I'm not quite seeing. Hurts my feelings a little bit. I guess I'll be okay. But I'm pretty much just gonna sand down all the protruding bits. So the metal pieces here, the back spine, this thing here. Just trying to get it into sort of the shape that I need it to be. And then we'll use epoxy putty and just like lightly go over top of it just to kind of give it a nicer finish. And hopefully we'll have to use a lot of epoxy then. Let me check something real quick. So the whole reason I'm doing this way is I'm pretty sure I didn't charge my other Dremel. Nope, that's deader than a doornail. Okay. Continuing on. This one isn't the strongest. It'll get the job done. It's just gonna take me a little long. I tried one of those hand sanders. I should actually see try busting that guy out. Yeah, I'd say it might be a little bit too hard for me to use that. That being said. Oh, yeah, that's tough. Okay. I was kind of wondering, but no. Okay. Continuing on. Oop, too tough. Oops. Oop. So, I actually wonder. Oh, where did. Ah, I want the dough, that's why. Sometimes you can use the little drill bits to do a little bit of cutting for you, but I don't think this one's going to work for me the way I was hoping. That being said, do I got my other... Was that the easiest step cutting? Keep over. We're good. So it'll be a little easier for it to do it this way than trying to sand through that whole thing. The same thing for this part too. Oh, not too ambitious with that part. Actually, I think this one's that's your sander bit. Oh, there's gonna be a little hole here. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna be covering that epoxy anyway, so it's not a big deal. Ugh. There we go. Oh, nobody told me the camera went out. When did the camera go out? Sorry, didn't know the camera went out. My apologies. Looked like we were doing it right. Last time I looked over, anyways. I always forget there's a dragon. Yeah, it's not a short-lived line. It's very much I remember him. There was the snake scorpion dude and Cygor. Oh jeez, my little thing's sliding down. Top needs to be hooked down a little bit better. Yeah, well, yeah, the Raptors. Oh, that's annoying. You just stop doing that. Oops. I think that's smooth enough. The problem is this stupid box here, the plastic goes up into it a little bit. So I'm probably going to add more putty. Hold on a sec. Okay. But we have to add some more putty to around that section to get it hopefully to sit right. Oops, too many gloves. Too many gloves. Hopefully I got enough putty. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Because I think if I don't pull it up, I got enough. The issue is getting all this out of here. I thought I still had my one scooping tool hanging down here, but I might have brought them upstairs. Pretty much good. Like I said, I'm probably going to be using the rest of this to do this torso. I need as much of this as I can get. Same thing for this. For this, I think it'll be more of a easier to get out. Oh, that being said, hey, come on, just free yourself from your little prison here. Greatly would appreciate it. Also appreciate you guys subscribing today. Got 2 subscribers from the stream, so that's sweet. Hoping to get, I want to try to get. Yep, so that's the rest of that sub. Get Springtrap. I would also like to try to get assembled. We got about an hour still before I have to start contemplating what I'm doing. Anyway, fun note. I actually have more of this than I thought I did. I will have to go get a little bit of water. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to apply this and like smooth it on over it. That looks almost right. If I can get a little bit more out of here. I think that'll be good. Okay, before I mix that, commit to mixing, I'm going to go grab a little, just get a little thing of water. Wait, figure out if I got something to put the water in, so I'll be back in 3 seconds, everybody. Thankfully, I just got a sink hanging out over here. Oh, my glasses. And crack my foot on the stupid little Orga thing. Okay, yep. One lid. You could lid here. This lid goes here. I'll sit back down. Oh, on a high note, I might have enough. What's this stuff? Oh, it's because I'm on the other screen. Okay, gotcha. It's like, I'm so confused at what's going on. All right, mix this stuff up. This is 2-part epoxy. You just do equal parts together. I usually just usually like eyeball it, make 2 balls. You try to get about the same size, and then you squish them together until you get a uniform color. Problem is, once you start getting down to the bottom of the tub, this stuff gets a little firmer. Or I'm just getting older. That could be it too. Turned 40 this year, and hands don't work quite the way they used to. Yeah, it's like sculpting, as in we're going to be trying to apply this as fast as humanly possible and just get a smoothish texture. And I would like to kind of keep this line here if I can. We'll see. Like, so a lot of this dictates on what I can do to get to work and also time. Because you only get so much time to really mess around with this stuff, too. On a fun note, my silicone should be showing up soon so I can work on that custom figure. Funny enough, that Obsidious figure I've been working on, I guess somebody else thought that was a good idea and actually beat me to the punch. Somebody on Facebook that posted they made a vinyl. Like, I feel like somebody was watching my streams or something. It's just odd that we both had the same idea around the same time. Well, that being said, his does look different than mine, though. So mine's a little bit more stylized. Almost there. The only thing is, like, the bigger section that you do of this, the more you gotta work it. Hey, Oma. How's your night going for you? Funny enough, I actually just paid for my BuzzMod Ryuko. So yes, I will be getting her. Because I currently don't have... it'd be nice to have like a figure of her in the school uniform. So I'm excited. Right? I thought it was odd. But cool on them. Like, it's whatever. Granted, he made a tag. I'm not going that far. Okay, so I'm just going to apply some of this putty here. I'm going to apply it... I'm just going to slap it on here, and then I'm just going to try to smooth it out with... The putty will work the shape, and then with whatever axis I have, we'll go from there. So right now, it's just trying to smooth it out and cover up this section here to make it look more shark-like. And the water's here to help me smooth it all out. Fill in these recesses and kind of just work each section into place. Yeah, I'm importing mine. I got mine off Ami. Granted, it's been in at Ami since like I think the end of December it popped up. I think it was like, or beginning of the month, I think they got it in. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not in a hurry. I got some other stuff I got to pay for. So I just paid for it yesterday. Hoping I sanded it enough. My other concern is like you see here where it's scrunching. That's not going to be as big of a deal because eventually I'll just get it to kind of work into place. Because like I already tell, I probably got too much clay on this side. But just going to be using some water and just smoothing the crap out of it to just fill in everywhere I can. And just smooth it out. Yeah, it's like I haven't been as religious about Ami anymore. I used to get like everything from them, but now with like the shipping increases, it still wasn't bad. I think I ended up paying like 130 English for it, USD, after the import charges, well, after the shipping. Because shipping was like probably like good $50 on it. So I want to say it was like 70,000 yen. Oh, nice. Yeah. I'll maybe have to look into that one. Because the only other thing I got pre-ordered on Miami is the gigantic Guyver. I think I pre-ordered on there. And like I said, where it's kind of like tearing into the clay, I'm just gonna let it do its thing and just try to smooth it out away from where it's tearing. So hopefully when I go over it again, it's not going to be as bad. And it's probably going to be the same situation like I did with the tail, where I'm going to have to go over this and probably sand it down again. There's just going to be a lot of forcing the clay around. Every little nook and cranny that I can fit into. Giant Sharky. Okay, now I can kind of start working on shimmying some of the clay around. So I need a little bit more in this section here, and it looks like I got too much in this part, these parts over here. So just reallocate some clay around. The sad thing is, I probably used too much clay, but I wanted to be safe than sorry, at least for this. Because I'd rather not do this in multiple sections. Oh, actually, I can't really go much lighter on that. Okay. Move some of the clay back to smoothing this back out. Like I said, there's a lot of contorting and working this thing around until I can get like the right thickness on it. I didn't even know there was a stereotype. I'm gonna be honest. Sharks are sharks, man. No, sharks are dope. Alright. That looks pretty good. So for now, I kind of like the way the tail's sitting. It's just, again, just keep removing a little bit of clay here and there. So I'd like this section to be like a fairly smooth finish. There we go. Hopefully enough time I can add the lines in. Oh man, I really need one of my spatulas. Sadly, I didn't bring one down with me. You will have to do. Okay, so now for the tail, it's kind of where I'd like to leave it alone. Let it do its thing. Like, keep you kind of vertical. I'd appreciate it. Now it's getting this side. I need some more clay on it. There. Try to twist it back. See where it's going to scrape. So right there, still scraping there. Missed a section up here. Okay. I think we're at the point where I don't probably want to try to touch this guy as much anymore. It's just going to be trying to smooth out what's here. And then, just like with the tail, I'm just going to have to come afterwards and kind of sand and work everything into shape after that. I do need a little bit more clay right here where it's sinking. So I think this is the part where the gap was. Also might be a section where that's just going to keep doing that until it hardens a bit. trying to clean up a couple of gook spots because there's like some clay got down in there. Really would like to get that out. There we go. Okay, yeah, because the rest of this is going to be I'm going to have to hand sand it and get everything into the right shapes and smooth it out. So we're just going to. Sorry if I'm off screen. I didn't mean to. So we're just going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to hand sand down all the sections, but I'm just going to leave it alone for now. Because the more I keep touching it, the more it's just going to get kind of mucked up. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to hand them vertically, and then maybe tomorrow, more than likely Saturday, I'll probably sit down and actually like sand them out, and then figure out where else he's going to need some loving. For the detailing. Oh, I thought those gave more epoxy. That kind of sucks. Hey, Jeremy. Because I got all this here, nothing to do with it. I do got. Sorry, I had you. Oh, okay. I can't do any epoxy with you yet because I got to redo spikes. That's right. Am I sure I don't want to epoxy anything else on you? I guess I could stick some underneath your shell just to reinforce it. I'm not wasting this. So that shell won't uh, put any weight on it. It won't just want to bend. I also regret taking my gloves off now, but it's where we're at in life. Tuck that in there. A little bit of wetness just to smooth it out and get in those recesses all nice. Take a little bit out of here. Yeah. In a second. Heals for emergency. And I'm like, I'm using resin. What do you want from me? Okay. So we're using a little bit of the extra just to add a little bit of weight back here. Just to help reinforce the shell a little bit. I could go a little bit more underneath, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that right now. So the rest of this is just going to be junk. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Alright, be right back. So I would like to stream for like 30 more minutes. Just give me a minute. Oh, sorry. Came out of nowhere. I feel better. Zilla versus Junior. Zilla Junior versus Shin. I don't even think it's close. Oh, yeah, Orga. Just hoping we could paint him a little bit. Rawr. But sadly, I don't think I'm going to have enough time to do that one. That is how streams work. But anyways, if you're here, Zilla's done. Zombie Zilly. Ugh. We got the gore and blood effects done today. So he's even got blood coming from his chest wound. Legs are all gored up. Got the tail all situated. The only thing I really got left to do is I still got to tighten up the leg a little bit there. But I'll do that like right before shipping. True enough. Exactly. Okay. Oh, shoot. Do I got elastic? I just murdered the camera, didn't I? I don't know how I murdered the camera. Not remotely what I wanted. I was going to keep you guys in 720. Is that okay? Good to go. Oh, yeah, he'll get his own little sort of hot too before I ship him out. How long did a few years now. Like 4 or 5, I want to say. But we got the last one here. I gotta re-glue a piece there. But I kind of wanted to try to get this guy partially assembled today. Because I primered him. This I'll probably have to back you guys up a little bit. As I didn't even touch the laptop. I gotta figure out why it does that. It's so frustrating. It's just like any time I touch this, like I touch the laptop, thing goes out. I touch the camera, thing goes out. Just, But anyways, I want to get the elastic bands on this guy. Because I have to do them for this piece in particular. The rest kind of sits fairly well where I want it. I'll probably glue them to the clothing where I need it to. But this is definitely going to need some suspenders to kind of keep it right here. So I'm just going to glue, I'm going to rough cut this where I think I need it, which is right there. Problem is, I don't have the shoulder joint in right now, so it's going to be a little bit harder to get this exactly where I need it. But if I make it relatively tight, it's going to be fine. So I probably glued it right there. If anything, I could probably give a little bit. So we'll say I'll cut here, and then I'll make both sides the same length, glue it on, see what happens. Worst case, I got a lot of this elastic hanging around from, I was thinking about using this for the Zilla, never used it. So both these bands will be relatively the same. I want these to be relatively the same length, right around there. There. We'll take this off. Used some crazy glue earlier. We'll just keep using that. Just apply a little bit of glue on the inside of here. Right there. Right around there. Then just press them in. And the fun thing is with fabric, it should adhere pretty instantly. Next is Springtrap. It's kind of funny. We just started working on this, so this is like the perfect time to hop into the live. My only concern is I'm going to get this thing put together, and then we have to worry about Woody doing stuff. No, it's a little crooked, but that'll be all right. Looking good. I'm going to spray a little bit of quick accelerant on the inside just in case it didn't cure fast enough. But my hope is I can get this guy reassembled today, because I'm going to have to reattach these arms. So we're going to go ants. Ooh, how am I going to do that actually? Because my current dilemma is I have to get. I guess I just gotta make sure the elastic just stays high, right? I hope they make an Orga. Then again, I've been waiting for MonsterArts to make an Orga for years since they gave us that prototype. The prototype 2000. Alright, so I think I was going to stick the elastic in the neck joint area, and then I'll just shimmy them over when I in the neck joint. We'll kind of keep them together. And like so. And then that'll keep, hopefully, the piece in. And this just slides over top. Like that. And just pull the. I had a tool for this. The tool would be great. It's kind of weird too, because I feel like Orga is probably one of the more popular Millennium kaijus, especially villains. It's pretty much Orga. It's pretty much like Kiryu. I would say is probably number one. Followed probably Orga around there. And then probably various Final Wars kaijus. Hey, Chizo. Come on, sleeves. Just need you to do your ting. There we go. One sleeve out. Not the easiest thing to do with my fat fingers. Alright, so that's down. Next is going to open up the back here so I can open up the outfits so I can reattach the arms. Because I had an awesome idea of using the straps to keep the neck collar where I want it, but I need this open anyway, so it didn't matter. So I still have to like force this through the joint here so I can get access to the shoulder joint here. Just enough so I can see so I can screw it in. That would be you. I am making Springtrap. Movie Springtrap, to be exact. Okay. Shimmy the shirt. If I was a betting man, I'm thinking he's probably gonna be closer to Legion. Like he's probably gonna be like our Legion purchase of the year. Okay, so there's that. Tub of parts. Oh right, I left the parts in a different tub. Oh, or what was the other tub? It's the ones with teeth. Yeah, this one. It's like I know I put them somewhere. Okay, so there's 2 screws. Oh yeah, no, I use PayPal Pay for quite a bit. Yeah, Chizo. But yeah, I mentioned earlier I'm making Springtrap. Run screwdriver. Do I got a hexagonal one here? I do. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so now I need to figure out which shoulder is the right corresponding one. This one should be this. And now the fun part, trying to get this thing back together. Shift that elastic band over so it's out of my way. You get as much of this shirt out of the way as possible, but with the shoulder still coming through like that. Why am I so crooked? It's right there. Now in my brain, I thought this was going to be so much easier for me. And his body to twist just a little bit. There we go. I think now I can attempt to put you back in the socket. I say that, but probably easier said than done. Pull you back out. I can try to reset. Next question is it going to be easier for me to go from the top, actually? Maybe that's the ticket here. Sorry, this isn't as visible as I would like it to be. Okay, I got it in. It's in the socket. Now, you have to line up with the arm in there. So, like that. Shimmy too far in. Shimmy too far in. Get back here. God, it seemed like this was going to be so much easier for me. I initially got this part. I was like, oh yeah, this will be simple. So much body contortion. Okay, I gotta make sure it doesn't fall into the body though. Come on. Do I have to take you back out? I really don't want to. Ah. Okay, that's out again. All right, so I gotta make sure that that's. Honestly, both of these I'm gonna kind of need. Sure they're nice and flush to the front. The higher Ghidorah's legs are too big to attach to Godzilla since his lower legs have the Ghidorah shin and foot. You'll have to send me a picture. I'm not 100%. Come on. Need you. There we go. Do that. Honestly, I think it's the elastics what's giving me a problem because it's really wanting to hold everything down. Okay, so that's in. Let's try to go with this arm and see where that gets me. Try a different limb here. Okay, shoulder is almost through the hole. Elastic, for the love of God, I need you to not be in the fudging way. Catching like everything else but the elastic that I want. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I just shifted it right back over. There it is again. Getting in my way. Getting so much of this shirt out of my way. Okay. And then... I'm pretty sure it's this one, because I think I need more underneath than I do on top. So I really want to try to get that already kind of setting right. In the joints. Then set it in. Alright, conundrum is I got too much clothing hanging out around this joints. So that's in. Was in. So watch me struggling for like 5 hours. He's 12 inch. Well, I guess a little over 12 inches because of the ears. There we go. This is so hard. Actually, yeah, because now it's tight for me to get that in there. Okay, so there's there. There's that. I need you. It's a slot in there now. Oh, almost snaps. Oh, it felt like it was in. I think it is. Okay, the shoulders there. I can get it to pop in without doing exactly what it just did. I think I gotta reevaluate how I'm doing this. There's just too many variables because I thought I was just gonna be able to just kind of sit over top and pop it in, but between the clothes, the elastic, and just how much wiggle room I got is not working. So the next question: if I lightly screw in the top, do I get enough flex, enough give to be able to still pop it in there? I just slightly screw this in. So there's still some freedom here. Yes, I can. Okay. So we'll do that. Both of these. And then I'll just have to try to tighten it after. Okay, so just a little bit. Whew. It is fun. I'm always down for problem solving. Okay. Sleeve out. That sleeve out. Oh, that made it. Why'd you pop back out? I hate everything. Why? Why did you do that? The other one stayed on. Pop over. You just shimmy enough. New dilemma is because I slightly screwed it, now the screw's sticking out slightly enough that I can't force it through. Past where I had it. Same birth, same as the first. Alright. Guess I gotta go a little deeper. And this one just doesn't want to set. Okay, we'll go decently in. Hopefully I'll still be able to push it. It's kind of made me think I probably should do the same this side, just preemptively, just going a little tighter than I thought I was going to be. I think I wasn't even be trying to get the arms on. It was just me pushing this over top. It was enough stress. Okay. Now we're back where we were like 30 minutes ago. So this one is this. Okay, overshot the shoulder joint. I can slightly see in there where I need to go. Try to put a little bit more fabric on the arm. Okay, still shooting over the socket. I'm gonna be honest. I'm at the point to where I'm about to just snip the sleeves off and call it a day. Oh man, why is that so far inset now? What the hell happened here? I think I applied a little bit of pressure and it popped the fudging joint out. There we go. Okay. Okay, just need to go straight in. That's all I need to do. Stop bending. Straight in. It's hard to see making any progress, which I don't think I am. I think now it's like slightly too tight. So I can get to the screw. I'm going to alleviate a little bit of pressure. Now, hopefully, expand just a little bit so I can shove that in there. Well, that's kind of annoying me. Is like, in theory, this worked. We had it out of the box. We had it out of the figure. This was working. It expanded enough that I could get this thing. Now that we're actually trying to put it on with the thing on, it doesn't want to do that. So now I've got to try to remove a little bit more pressure from the screw. At some point, I really got to worry about it just popping off. And then we're back to square one. Because now it's like every time I go to apply pressure, it's just like, I'm going to shift. Between the joint and the socket there. God, even me doing that's not. Okay. Alleviate some more pressure. I'm pretty much at the point. I don't even think it's really in there anymore. Appreciate you guys sticking around though, watching me struggle. Struggle's real. Don't want you. Yeah, as I say, now it's just powered down. Wait. Am I in? Am I in? Don't think so. Come on. This shirt is like the thing I think that's really hindering me right now. It's because the cloth's getting in the joint and it won't let me apply pressure. And the screw popped out, so that's cool. Not the biggest deal if I can get it in. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I'm starting to get pretty stumped because I need that. It has to be like right there. And I can almost get this to do what I want. Now it's like, that's shifted. This is too far forward. And then the clothes are getting in there. So now I can't fully line this up the way I need to. This needs to be more down. Actually, I wonder now if I can get that screw in. Don't think I'm in the right spot though. So that's the right spot. Oh, come on, bend upward a little bit. It's in the joint. Come on. Just need it to bend. Oh, did I get it? I think I almost got it. I almost got it. It's right there. It's right there. Come on. Shimmy. Let me just screw you in. Fudge. Hey, Guy Angela. What the hell? Fifth time. Fudge sakes. I'm not crazy, right? That works. I feel like that worked. Like I had that in just a little bit, and then I think I have the bottom screw in slightly too, but that's not even wanting to go in right. So I need to expand like just enough I can maybe apply some pressure. But I don't think, well, that's going to work for the way I want it to. But I need this sort of out and to stay out, and then I can. Okay, so that'll sort of do it. It's just like like everything is. Okay, I gotta make sure that doesn't shift from here. Which means I also need to do that for this side too, so we're not coming back to this point, hopefully. And that pretty much seems to be where it's essentially falling, coming out. Just enough so I can hopefully pop it back in. All right. Where's up? Slide over. Sleeves out. Sleeve out. Just like it's kind of funny how easy this was to get this thing unassembled. For this to be such a pain in the rear. If this doesn't work, then I think I'm probably gonna have to cut the sleeve off and figure it out from there. Because this is gonna be covered by the shoulder anyways. But I would rather not have to do that. Okay, so now hopefully I can keep a little back pressure on here. This piece. And then apply pressure from the front. And hopefully that'll give me enough room to pop in. Which it did. Cool. Only issue now is the thing popped out of socket, but if I can realign that. Yes. Okay. I just need to see enough of the screw so I can tighten it. Come on, baby. Come in. Come to Daddy Steve. Come on. Close. I need you to get the fudge out the way. Need to see it a little more, but I think I got it. Yeah, come on. Hell yeah. It's all occur. Oh, I'm so happy. Now we just gotta do it again. The elastic bands were a great idea, but currently I hate them. And I want to do something different. Wish I did something different. All right. That was only like, what, an hour? After an hour, we got one arm in? Nice. Once we get one arm in, we're good to go. Like, it's smooth sailings after that. Okay, so we're back at this in here to apply pressure while I try to jam this through the hole. One issue is now that I have the one sleeve on, I don't have as much give over in this side. Ooh, don't do that. Stop that. Come on. I got this unscrewed enough that this shouldn't be this big of a problem. I think my one issue is my bicep might be up. Not even the bicep, but the way the chest is contorted. Okay, so that looks like that's still lined up. God, these elastic bands are not doing me any favors. Well, anyways, I think we're gonna call it good here. You can help us defeat those characters by hitting the like button, subscribe, come right today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys, like keep up the day with channel and donate. Greatly would appreciate it. I might try to do another stream tomorrow. Worst case, it'll probably be a video. I still got the Boxery subscribe or sponsor video to do. More likely, that'll probably be like what I edit tomorrow when I get home. But we also have link in the description for our Dashery if you guys like to get our logo on some apparel. We have an Etsy shop if you guys like to get some commissions done for yourselves. Currently, it's taking me a little longer to get the stuff done than I would like. But with work slowing down on my actual job, it gets a little easier for me to work on these guys a little bit more. I'll let that stuff sit a little too long on this. Oh. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.